name is Marcus, and I'm putting this video and however many videos come after this together to document and sort of video journal my journey off of antipsychotics and antidepressants. I was first introduced to antidepressants in high school. Wellbutrin was the first one that I tried, and things didn't go well. I experienced a lot of anger, feelings of rage, and just really felt like I wasn't in control when I took it. And so that didn't last long, and I stopped shortly after starting. It wasn't until many years later that I reached back out for help and started taking antidepressants again. Surprisingly, Wellbutrin was the one that I was put on, even though I did make mention of having negative side effects in the past. So a quick rundown of the medications I've been prescribed over the past 5 years in total. Wellbutrin, Lexapro, Abilify, clonidine, Klonopin, risperidol, trazodone, Topiramate. The majority of these drugs target your neurotransmitters, basically the signals firing in your brain that really control how you experience life. Serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, GABA, all of these chemicals regulate your feelings, emotions, what is considered important to you in life, and in turn affects your memory, your sleep patterns, just general cognition and ability to think. I won't necessarily say that all of these drugs hinder those things I just mentioned. For some people, there are people who need antipsychotics to function in a day-to-day life. I don't believe I'm one of those people. Yet I've been taking one for the past 4 years. I know that no one forced any of these pills down my throat. I took them willingly, and I will admit that in the past, I've had significant curiosity with how drugs and chemicals interact with your brain and change our perceptions and experiences. And so because of that, I think my general curiosity for how my life may be improved with these drugs that I was prescribed made me, in a way, seek them out in the early stages. I thought that the medications might just make everything better. And I think that's how they're marketed. But overall, I've learned that that was not my experience. If you research many of these drugs and read about them, look up their method of action and how they control your thoughts and emotions, perceptions, you'll see that many times it's worded that it is thought that such and such drug creates its effects through this method. Saying it is thought that means that we don't certainly know. The fact that your neurotransmitters and these chemicals in your brain can't really be quantified. It can only really be taken a good guess at of what issues may be going on, if there is a chemical imbalance, or if your quality of life is just poor at the time and that leads to depression. At the beginning, when I was prescribed these drugs, I really felt that there was a help, there was a change, and at the time, I really needed that. I was feeling very down all of the time, and really just had no idea how to get myself out of that funk. These medications affect everything. And so recently, I have really taken notice that my cognitive ability just seems to be dampened. Looking back, I see that because these drugs work to kind of balance out those highs and lows of life, the balance has just become too rigid. There is no ebb and flow of emotion. There's no up and down. I just sort of coast through. I feel like I'm on cruise control and there's no traffic, no distractions. I'm just kind of staring straight ahead and waiting to get where I'm going. Except I really don't know where that is. I feel I generally take less pleasure in things. I just don't experience life with the same gratitude that I used to. I don't feel as creative. I don't feel like I can think through problems as clearly. I just have less interest in being alive. But it's really just hit me lately that these medications don't have to be a permanent part of my life, and probably shouldn't be. Some of the side effects that these drugs can cause can be very bothersome. Most recently, I've been on a daily regimen of Wellbutrin at 150 milligrams, Abilify at 10 milligrams, and Topiramate at 100 milligrams. I'm also prescribed trazodone, which is an antidepressant, though I was prescribed it to help with sleep and insomnia, which it definitely does. But I've also not been taking the trazodone for months now. I just prefer that I learn to sleep on my own without something forcing me into it, or at least giving me a strong push. Though I can't suggest anyone else do this, I have taken it upon myself to stop my medications altogether. It has now been 15 days since I have taken any antidepressant or antipsychotic, and I'm feeling better. I know that I'm not back to normal, and I know that I won't be for months, possibly years, and some of the changes may be lifelong. I'm happier, though, that I don't wake up and take these pills to feel like I need something to help me swallow life. I did taper down the Abilify to 5 milligrams before stopping. The other two I just stopped. I did not taper off of them. The first few days were pretty rough. I spent all of my time when I wasn't working laying in bed, and I would just stare at the walls. I wouldn't turn the TV on, wouldn't play music, not looking at my phone. I wouldn't sleep. I would just lay there and just feel like I was just waiting it out. I had no drive or motivation to accomplish anything. That lasted until about day 4. Day 4, I felt better. I felt some energy return. I felt lazy from the past few days, and maybe that was part of my motivation to get up and do something. In the past week, so between day 8 to day 15, I've really noticed that I feel like I'm just taking things in more, that I'm noticing things around me. Today, for instance, I very specifically remember thinking that the sky seemed so blue, the sun seemed so bright, and I don't mean that I was just staring at it. It's just a general better well-being, just this feeling that I'm kind of taking in life again. It sounds a bit cliche, but I feel like I'm getting my life back. I feel like I'm returning to me. Although I know this is just the beginning of the journey through stopping these medications and returning to a life without them, I'm excited to see what the next days bring, the next weeks, and to see where I'll be months from now. I've accepted that without these medications, I am going to feel some of the lows, but along with that, I get to feel the highs. I want to experience life unfiltered, and I feel that is absolutely impossible with the antidepressants and antipsychotics coursing through my system all the time. There's never a moment when they are not influencing your brain. I think people take for granted a clear thinking mind and cognitive abilities because it's something that we don't really feel, and you experience it 24/7. And so how do you miss something that you've never gone without? Well, now I feel that I've gone without long enough, and I think that I'm going to be okay without these drugs. I think this video was a bit all over the place, but for my first one, I just wanted to get this out there and get the process started. Honestly, it's taken me days to sit down and do this, though I've had it planned for the past week. But that's one more step in the right direction. Please feel free to follow along this journey with me. I plan on making more videos, maybe another week from now. We'll see where I'm at. Like I said, please feel free to follow along with me. If you're in a similar situation or just curious about what it's like to withdraw and ultimately stop these medications, by all means, please, this is why I'm doing this. I've done a lot of searching through the internet, reading, watching videos, looking for people who've gone through similar situations and searching for what to expect when coming off of these medications after taking them for so long. Most clinical studies don't follow someone for 5 years and then track their progress as they come off of these medications. So I'm kind of here to be the lab rat. I'm here to share my experience, and I hope that it benefits someone out there. Like I said, stay tuned. I'll post more videos, and follow me along on this journey.